Hello and welcome to the Genuine Learning Blog. My name is Melissa Galasso, and I'm excited today to talk to you about a pretty hot topic in the CPA profession, which is the AICPA survey on the new CPA exam. So the AICPA has been working with NASBA on updating the exam for some time. They've rolled out bits and pieces over the last couple of months, and now there is a survey out there available for us to provide feedback on what we think about the proposal. So this is the CPA world's opportunity to provide the AICPA and NASBA feedback on what do we think these CPAs need to know. So again, they have been overhauling this for some time with the goal of having the new blueprint available in 23 and the new exam in 24. And they really are looking at the breadth of the exam, what's covered, as well as the depth of the exam. So they've been trying to figure out what do we need and what do firms, people coming out of college expect, right? So if we're going to be hired as a first-year staff at a firm or a first-year staff at a government or a first-year staff in industry, what are the skill sets that we expect? And what we have found is that universities aren't necessarily preparing people for the future of the profession. So the AICPA trend report looked from 2014 to 2018, and one of the things that they said is that firms were hiring 29% fewer accounting grads because the accounting grads weren't coming with what they needed, right? So they were looking for skills in data analytics and cybersecurity and IT, and the accounting grads just weren't cutting it. So as a result, they started looking elsewhere. So then the AICPA said, well, we probably should look and get some understanding. And they did what they called a gap analysis. And they looked at US universities and they said, this is what the firms are telling us they want. Are you teaching it to the students? And as you can see here, the answer is pretty much no. So if you look at this, the issues here, there are significant gaps between what firms and practice is looking for and what we are teaching in the classroom, specifically related to data analytics. If you look at the digital acumen, which is at the lowest point here, right? Less than 70% cover any of these topics, and some of them drop down into the 20%, and that includes graduate programs as well. When I graduated and sat for the CPA exam, I had just my bachelor's degree. There wasn't a 150-hour rule in Virginia where I sat for the exam. Now, obviously, with the 150-hour rule, not only are we looking at the undergraduate courses, they're also looking at the graduate level courses, and they're still not covering this content. And so the question is, well, what are we going to do? So as I had said, they've been working on this for some time. So last month in July, they released a survey of what they believe are the core discipline and draft content. Then they also in July issued, next July are going to issue their exposure draft, their public practice, their practice analysis. And then in 23, again, they're going to publish that blueprint so that the CPA exam is ready in 24. So we know a little bit about the proposal here, right? This is the new picture. That's the face of everything. The AICPA has trying to go in with the core plus discipline, right? So we have a core. Everyone has to take the CPA exam in areas like accounting and auditing and tax. And all three of those include a portion on technology, right? So every section, audit, accounting, and tax, has a tech component. However, in addition to the three core, they get to pick one discipline. And so the discipline, again, is going to come from the selection of the individual. They can either sit for tax compliance and planning, or business analysis and reporting, or information systems and controls. And the good news is, regardless of what they pick, everyone gets the same CPA license. And so the goal here, this is based on research from CPAs through focus groups and interviews, right? Lots of different people participated, is that they felt like having a strong heavy in one particular area, right? So a breadth of topics, accounting, audit, tax, and then a deeper dive into some of these key areas. Now, the good news is if you sit for tax compliance and planning and then go into it and decide you don't love it, you can switch because you're the same CPA regardless. So if you decide you want to do business analysis or you want to do information systems, that's fine. There's nothing that says you have to work in that area, even out of school. You can sit for information systems and controls and then go work in tax for a CPA firm. So nothing about what you select as your deeper area is going to impact the job that you get or what you're eligible to do. Everyone gets the same CPA license, and we don't even know if firms would even know what section they sat for, because again, it's the same CPA license. it doesn't, what they pick is their discipline does not impact the license that they get. So as I mentioned, the AICPA has provided, and on a previous blog, we talked a little bit about the CPA content. And so again, in the core content for accounting, you can see here area 1 is financial reporting, and that covers financial reporting for-profit, nonprofit, governments, SEC, as well as special purpose frameworks like cash basis or modified cash basis, as well as ratios and financial performance, right? So that would be one area. So they've provided us with all of this information, and the question that they want to know is, are they hitting the nail on the head here? So they've given us a survey. The expectation is to take between 20 and 25 minutes to complete it, and it is open until September 7th. So time is of the essence to give feedback to the AICPA and NASBA about what's going on with CPA evolution. They have taken our feedback before. If you go way back, there was a crazy proposal out there that we were going to have non-accounting majors take the CPA exam. We said, no, that's a terrible idea. Let's make sure that we still have a strong accounting core, but then add on the technology and the data analytics. And so we have made a difference in where the CPA exam is going. So we want to make sure we continue to provide that feedback. So I encourage you to give the AICPA some feedback on, are these the skills that our next generation of CPAs are going to need to help support us in the profession? So good opportunity here. We have made this a clickable link at the website for you. All right, with that, we have a wrap. Hopefully you are going to provide that feedback to the AICPA so they can make good choices about what we test on the CPA exam. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope to see you on a future blog. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.